Good morning. It's Saturday, January 21st. And once again, Ron DeSantes has proved that he's not playing with the full deck. I say this because Florida right now is under a ban on mandates and masks associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. And Ron DeSantes is pushing to make Florida a state that permanently bans masks and permanently bans vaccines. Basically, DeSantes wants to remove at least two methods of protection when diseases may arise in the state of Florida. Now, we don't know what's liable to happen in the state of Florida. You could have many different types of diseases that require a mask or some other device to protect you. So isn't this an attack on your personal rights? What if you feel uncomfortable in a situation where there is the flu going on, for instance, and you feel that a mask is going to protect yourself? Are you going to be arrested in the state of Florida for wearing a mask when you're trying to protect yourself and your family? If you believe that's the type of protection that you're entitled to? Is he going to ban suntan lotion in the state of Florida? That could happen with a wacko like him. And the ban on vaccines is totally crazy. We grew up with vaccines. We had polio vaccines, measles vaccines, flu vaccines. Every year you get a flu shot. Is he prepared to ban all of those vaccines? Does he not understand the medical necessity for keeping people healthy is to protect them? Not everybody has a perfect immune system. As we could see in COVID, many people had COVID and hardly knew it. And that could be the case many times over. But you don't want to see your little kid with German measles or regular measles or mumps or chickenpox or any of those diseases. Those are horrible diseases to go through. And if we have vaccinations to protect our children and other people, ourselves, we should be using them. Is he going to stop the elderly from taking their flu shots every year? The man is off center. He doesn't realize what he's talking about. At least if he did some research and came out forward and said, these are my reasons. His reasons is he wants to be the boss. He's against masks. He was against the mandates. He felt the human body can take care of itself. Well, the death numbers proved him to be wrong. And if he eliminates vaccines from the lives of people, he will be causing many deaths. And many of those deaths will be in the young children area. Now, maybe he didn't mean what he said. Maybe he was just spouting a couple of things and he didn't realize the magnitude of what he was saying. And that's quite possible. I don't think he thinks all the way down the box. I think he's out there. He's an attention-getting device. And his popularity among Republicans is on the top of its game right now. He's way ahead of Trump right now. And I think he wants to be the president of the United States. And he's going to try and run in 2024. But do we want to vote for an idiot who's prepared to destroy the health system that we have built up over the years? So he claims making Florida a free state did not happen by accident. And he has people hanging around with signs that say science, not censorship, right? But in reality, he's tied himself to the Florida Surgeon General, Ladapo, who's an anti-vacciner. He ran a podcast against vaccines. And he promotes many medical falsehoods. So is that what we have running the state of Florida? A governor who believes a medical incompetence? Is that what we're facing? That a man like that can stand up and say, I want to keep the masks banned forever and I want to keep vaccines out of the people's arms? That's a lot of nonsense. But he has a medical advisor who agrees with him. And the Florida Surgeon General, right, defends opposition to the COVID-19 vaccine and vaccines for children. He goes in front of Congress and he defends that position. Well, maybe he should have seen the disasters of polio and the disasters of smallpox and those things before we had vaccines, before they go around sprouting, we're not going to do this kind of thing. It's okay to say that after it's been proven, but who knows what the next disease will come along and bring. So could we have a universal ban on certain types of medical treatments because we have a fringe Florida Surgeon General and a handsome devil for a governor who speaks without thinking? I say no, that's crazy. That's just nuts, right? And he claims that the mask mandates and the vaccine mandates clash with freedom. Well, if you don't want to be vaccinated and you don't want to wear a mask, then you should be prepared to isolate yourself and not go out in public, because your freedom interferes with the lives of other citizens. And that is not what freedom is all about. If you're murdering people because you carry a disease that's not affecting you, why can't you be tried? Why can't you be tried on some form of homicide? Think about that. I'm a diseased person, but it really doesn't bother me much, so I won't wear a mask and I won't run. I'll go around kissing everybody and spreading the disease like crazy. Is that what we want? Is that what the people really want? Nobody's telling them that. And certainly not DeSantes. He's not saying that. He's not mentioning the dangers of those who are infected with respect to their wives, their families, their children, their friends, their neighbors. No, it's all about DeSantes and the image he wants to promote, because in 2024 he wants to be the presidential candidate for the Republican Party. And maybe, if the Republican Party had some brains, they would tell him to stop talking about these things and favor medical advice from competent medical people. So I think I'll leave you with that this morning. A governor who's running loose and wrong. Take care. See you tomorrow.